Born in Germany in 1902, our first historic speaker is Regina Jonas, the first officially ordained rabbi in Jewish history. In her 1930 text, Can Women Serve as Rabbis?, she built a case based on her belief that gender equality could be deduced from the Jewish legal sources, and that therefore the female rabbinate should be understood as a continuity of tradition. In 1942, Jonas was deported to the concentration camp Theresienstadt, where she worked as a rabbi preaching and counseling. She later died in Auschwitz concentration camp. Here to deliver an excerpt from Jonas's text is Lisa Thwing. Miss Thwing spent most of her growing up years in Holyoke. She graduated from Holyoke High School, Boston University, and Andover Newton Theological School. She is an ordained minister in the United Church of Christ and has served churches in Massachusetts, New York, and Vermont. She retired in 1996. Miss Thwing discovered women's voices worldwide more than a year ago as a valued participant in our weekly women's discussion group, and courageously took the podium at last year's celebration of speech to deliver her own original speech. Please welcome back Lisa Thwing, reading as Regina Jonas.
The question of whether Jewish women can serve as rabbis is such a hefty problem that it cannot be handled exhaustively within the framework of the halakhic treatise. Biblical and post-biblical examples demonstrate, I believe, that in any era, when women wished to and were able to express themselves, no obstacle was placed in their way as long as their work was valuable and carried out in a solid, true way. The Talmud attributes to women an understanding of human nature, an essential ability for the profession under discussion, almost as important as keen intellect and kind-heartedness. How beneficial it could be to have a woman in the rabbinic role to reclaim the lost meaning of zenut, modesty, by examples and through teaching. However, today, where woman clearly is present in public life and accomplishes practical tasks in cooperation with men, contact has become casual. As a result, the presence of women, even in a house of God, is no longer sexually stimulating to men, and certainly not to women. Why should it then be impossible today, when rabbinic service performed by women gradually becomes a necessity? Her experiences, her psychological observations are profoundly different from those of a man. Therefore, she has a different style. If Jewish culture is to be maintained, the women must contribute in this way. Both sexes must deliver this great service. God created the world with two sexes, and the world cannot continue to be supported by only one sex. In her private circle then, woman was always a servant of God, but today time demands that she serve in public life. Despite the explicit prohibitions against her taking on any public profession, the needs of the day require that she, in fact, assume a public role. One can almost say that it is a minhag, a custom, that women work in public. Just as with other professions that she had to take on out of necessity, so today's conditions require her to be a rabbi. If the other professions that women fill are halakhically permissible, then so is the job of rabbi, which, as has been demonstrated, comprises almost all the other professions within it. Times have called into action the female doctor, teacher, educator, lawyer, judge. Their work is a blessing in the Jewish sense, nor does it defend the znut. One may assume that if a woman takes on a position, she will manage it with seriousness and love. Nowhere would it be denied that women have sensitivity, honesty of aspiration, willingness to sacrifice, love for humanity, and a sense of tact, the basic requirements for the job of rabbi. Aside from prejudice and unfamiliarity, there is almost nothing halakhically opposed to the woman taking on the rabbinical role. So may she, too, through such work, promote Jewish life and religiosity, lishma, for the sake of the Torah in future generations.